Whew. What's up, guys? Ever wonder how those fancy photos and magazines always have like the perfect makeup? Don't have a makeup artist on set. It's because of Photoshop. I'm going to show you how to do that here. Before we get to that, though, let's do a little outfit change. What do you think? This is fancy. Not quite. Not quite. Try this again. Alright guys, we're back and we are still talking about adding makeup to photos in Photoshop. So I went ahead and pulled a photo from another shoot that I did with one of my friends, Alexis. She usually does a lot of the shoots that I do and the other personal ones. So it's already completely edited. She does have makeup on. But what I'm going to do is actually show you how to manipulate in Photoshop, how to alter it, add any of that stuff in there and make it look kind of any way the way you want it to look like. So, and we're going to continue on. I don't know if you also noticed, I do have Kendall here. You probably didn't see her sitting in the corner. She just growled at me. She's not too happy. She has a cone on for several reasons. There's so much going on. Just a couple of days before, she had like 6 teeth pulled. I don't know if you know, but poodles grow teeth like sharks. They're just a bunch of rows of them. She finally got them taken out. Not feeling too great. After that, Zuri, come here, Zuri. Play shy now, come here. Yeah. Zuri, big pit bull mix here. It's about, I'd say 50 pounds. She's a lot heavier than Zuri. Playful as can be, she was not harmful at all in most cases. She jumped off the steps and landed on Kendall's leg. And now Kendall has a fracture. So, not only has her teeth pulled, but 2 days later, ended up back in the doggy hospital for her leg. That little green cast on. So she's just been trying her best. No, I'll say that. But she's gonna hang tight with us far away from Zuri so she doesn't get smushed again. We're just gonna work from here. All right, Kendall? Good girl. All right, so pulling up screen here. Go back, I've got groups and all that good stuff. Just kind of leave that alone. Don't mind that part. So if I do my usual thing here and let's see. Just created another layer using all the materials I already had, all right? First things first, select the area that I want to do. In most cases, any makeup artist or anyone who wants to actually add some of that makeup here, it's called contouring. I'm gonna go ahead and do that on her cheek, in her anatomical left cheek. You see some over here, but if I take my brush tool by pressing B and I go up top here, I'm gonna make it larger, obviously. Shrink it. Right here, and I can use the left and right brackets to make it larger or smaller, and keep it about this size. And before I actually start painting anything in, I'm gonna go ahead and add another layer using this plus sign down here. Add a new layer, create one. Whatever color I want that cheek to be, let's select one here. It's gonna make it a reddish color, pinkish reddish color. I'm gonna select that thing and turn her to a Barbie doll. Opacity right now is set at 100 on this weird brush with super hardness. So I'm gonna go back, I change the hardness down a little bit lower so it's not quite as harsh to begin with. I'm gonna go down that angle. Right now it looks crazy splotchy. That's okay. I'm gonna hold Command and G. You may not have it set up for that just yet, but you can change those settings. So Gaussian blur. All right. Another way to do that is to go into filters, blur, and Gaussian blur as seen on the screen. I'm gonna set my radius kind of high. You can see in the preview, if you have that checked there, what it's gonna look like. I want it to be faded a bit. I don't want it spread out like you can see here on the edges. I want to kind of keep it tight. Not too far. I'll do 40, let's say that. Once I do that, I can change the opacity here so it's not as intense. I'd probably leave it there. And just for visuals, I'm going to turn this back up. You can also hold Command T to get control, so you can change the size of it, the shape, the location. You can take this thing, since it's on a separate layer and it doesn't ruin the photo, I can move it where I want to. I can rotate it using this and give a better angle than I already had. I'm going to tuck that right there. And I'm going to change that opacity back again after pressing enter to something a little less visible. And I can actually do a Gaussian blur again if I don't think it's faded enough in there. So I'm going to do right now like 76, 70. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. Looking at the eyeball, I can click it to show before and after. It's a mild touch. And that's typically what you want, is a mild touch every time. Unless you're doing some super dramatic makeup. Alright? Super duper easy. Let's see what else I can do. Ooh, adding makeup. You can do the same thing. I'm gonna do another layer. It's kind of hard to see her eyeshadow, but I can change her whole eyebrow. I'm gonna keep it the same colors for continuity purposes here. And remember, this is just something for beginners, just to start with. Not quite advanced. We will gradually get to that stage. I'm gonna do on both eyebrows. Not necessarily needed just to get the point across here, but let's do it. Do our Gaussian blur. I'll shrink it, and whatever we do, we can correct and fix it anyway. So if it gets out of line, I'm gonna show you exactly how that works too to fix that. Opacity, we're gonna change this again. Just to give a light tint, as always. Maybe we do want that there. Maybe we don't want this here, but we do. We're gonna clean that up by bringing over the layer mask. You can keep your brush active, and when you come over here again, you can see the black and white. Make sure it's the opposite of the color here. This one's white, so I need black selected. You can change that by pressing the X key on your keyboard. You see that altering. Stick to black, high opacity, 100, and just to get it off the skin and just the brow, we're gonna paint or unpaint in this case. Press back, or you can change that color to white to bring it back in. Scrape it off here. And I'm gonna change that color back to white again here, pressing X to paint some of those spots back in. We missed some eyebrows, there's black. Alright. And of course we wouldn't want to leave her like that, but if you ever came with any crazy cool ideas to use, you can always manipulate it using those. I would decrease the opacity here, leave some pink in there. Looks pretty realistic if you ask me. And what I can do is Command and select to have them both highlighted. Command or Control if you're using a PC. And down here in the folder, when you press it, it allows you to group it so you can put them all in one, so you don't have to select it. But before and after again, quite as intense. Zooming in, before, after. Before and after. She might kill me for playing around with her face like this, but it was a great photo and I had to use this one. So that's another quickie for you today. If you like it, go ahead and hit the thumb key on there, thumb button, thumbs up. Give me a comment and subscribe. Share this thing if you will. It helps me tremendously. Again, just being a starter on YouTube, and I'd love your support. I really would. Thanks again for coming, tuning in. Let me know how I feel. Stop recording. Stop recording here. Sit down. Sure.